So what is in this chest? Now in another video we had a deep look at the chest itself, but what exactly? Imagine there you are and you're out on an adventure. Maybe you may be a metal detector, or perhaps you may be magnet fishing, and you're on this adventure. You're down at Old Mine, for instance, and you stumble across a old leather chest, and you think to yourself, I wonder what is in that chest. You stare for a while. You think of the mystery, the suspense, the wonder, because you never know. And you do hear stories where people will dig up cans of gold coins or go magnet fishing and find an old safe with gold and silver and money and all sorts of jewels and treasures. And before you, we have a Anglo-Saxon or a Norse medieval chest. What I made many years ago. And the other day, because I forgot all about this chest, I put it away in my house. I tucked it away in a cardboard box and I left it there and I forgot. I had another chest a little bit similar, and the memory of the two merged into one. Until the other day when I was in my attic looking through a box and I found this item wrapped in bubble wrap, and I thought to myself, is this what I think it is? Is this the chest I thought I'd lost? And so I brought it downstairs, and it was during the pandemic. I must have put this up in the attic. A lot has happened since then. Time has moved on. We've all been through a lot, both mentally and on a psychological level in the world. But to find this was a joy. And today in this video, we're going to explore what's in this chest, because I promised in a previous video I would do that. So the first thing we do, and this chest is based on a find or a number of finds from archaeological digs, and I think it's a wonderful item. We'll just bring it slightly forward. Now the first thing we have is a sax, my favourite sax, which needs a bit of a clean, and I've loved and used this for many years. I've done everything from cutting beef for dinner, preparing food, to woodworking, carving, stripping bark, you know, carving bone, you named it, I've done it with this knife, and I think it's a lovely item. And then next we have the infamous Thor's hammers, or Thor hammer necklace of Egil Thorson, which we have previously talked about. And then we have a ring. This is a modern ring, but yet it demonstrates the fact that something modern can still have that Viking or medieval look to it, and you'll get away wearing that on the battlefield. We then have a wax tablet. I've not used that for a long time. You can see it's definitely been inscribed and people have played with it. We can even see a few letters. And I think this was Egil's, and he gave it to me many years ago. And Egil had this and he used it to go around the schools teaching children about the Romans and the Vikings. And we often think that wax tablets kind of went out with the Romans when they left, and that was always my thought, but apparently no, they were still used throughout the medieval era. So a wax tablet, and this has been put together from, looks like ash to me. We then have a little sack, and in this sack we have a clay spindle whorl. This is for when you're making thread, it spins at the bottom around, and you could also use it when weaving as a weight to weight the the weave and the material. Of course, I mean, there's experts out there who know a lot more than I do. And this is made from clay, and my good old friend Thorolf made this at Westow back in the 1990s. So that's probably nearly 30 years old. And I keep it in a sack because I know it's safe. We then have another sack. I hope the camera's keeping up with the focus. So this here is quite fascinating. This here is a top of a mounting for a sword scabbard. And this looks like Odin to me, with his two ravens, Hugin and Mugin. Yeah, I would say that's a representation of Odin. And I must say, that's pretty decent. And we often think about and forget about such things because, we always think about the sword, but it is also the mounting. And I would have paid about £20 for that back in the early 2000s. So, you're probably looking £40 to £50 now for a good mounting of brass. Then also in here we have a nice brooch. Now this brooch is a penannular brooch because it has a gap. If it was solid, it'll be an annular. But this is a penannular. And it's got some very nice decoration. I've used it a few times. Very nice brass. Lovely item. We then have a bracelet because you can never own enough bracelets. This is another copper bracelet. It does have a maker's mark, which is quite nice. Just a basic ring and dot pewter. We have another Viking bracelet made in pewter, but it's a little bit delicate, so I don't like wearing it too often. But again, it just demonstrates this sort of thing, and this actually needs working because look how misshaped it is. Oh, you're picking all this up on camera. We got that old shoe horn for some reason, but it's a whole bit of horn. Then we have some sort of a copper spoon with some holes in it, like a sieve. Now this is just a silver bracelet, which is more or very modern, probably 19th, 20th century, but it's been in there a long time, and I just never had the heart to melt it down. Then we have this is quite fascinating. This is like a decoration for your boat, and it has a ring, a striker, a spear, another striker, another spear or a knife, and then another striker, and this is all made from silver. And this is actually a copy of a grave find, and I think that is really amazing. And when I got it, it didn't have the beads, so I just put this together with some simple glass beads just to finish it off, and then you can wear it on your boat as decoration. We'll look at that at the last. We have a actual Arabic coin, original. That's probably over 1,000 years old. It was quite popular for the Vikings of the Norse to convert coins. The Anglo-Saxons also did this they get the coin and put a little mount on, braze it on, and make it into a necklace, or even drill a hole. I think in the modern way we do it, we would drill a hole because it's easier. But in the old days, they had style, so they actually soldered a little bracket on and even decorated it. So this is just a original Arabic coin, and then Dave the Moneyer just converted it, because you can buy these by the bucket load in Syria and Iraq and Turkey at very cheap prices. But then it's just on a leather cord. We have another bracelet. because you can never own enough of them. We have a weird thing. This is the mystery item for today. We have a mystery item. Amazing. What is this? It is just a little bit of antler. It looks like something's gone in the end because it's damaged, and at some point I put some wood in it to add more strength to it, and then it's got a leather cord, and at some point it's probably been knotted and tied round something. So this goes on the end of something, and this is tied around something or tied to something. So what is this mystery item? Can anybody guess? So antler, it's got the original cap, it's got a hole drilled through for the cord, and then it looks like there's a cork in there, and the cork has been bonded in, but over the time it's been misused too much, and I've had to fill it in with some wooden little planks of wood. So mystery item, what is that? Oh, we have another bracelet, just a simple brass bracelet. A lot of these you can find in thrift stores and car boots. You could always flatten it and make it a little bit more Viking in style. There's lots of rings in here. So that's 2 rings, and there's another ring. So we've got 4 Viking style rings. That's more of a modern piece, but again, it's got the look to it. That I bought on camp many years ago. That's just an odd bit of brass I've just killed around something when I was bored. And then we have a little bit of leather, and this is a stamping or in carving or graving from the Book of Kells. And I've worn this quite a bit on camera. I really do like this. Just got 2 beads on a leather cord. In fact, we'll keep that out. Then we've got some cord, which is tied around a Thor's hammer. So this is just some wax thread. Wax thread is always useful for us Vikings. Another bracelet. So another ring. Oh, I found 50p. I'm rich. What year is it? If I can see it. Oh, it's got a nice dent in it. 1997 with a nice dent. 50p. I'm wealthy. Here's a Thor's hammer I made many years ago when I was about 13 or 14, and I just used like 0 dies or O dies for in between, so I need to redo it really, but I never had the heart, and it's just got to the stage where it needs a clean. It's quite big for a Thor's hammer, because sometimes in the old reenactment circle, there's often a competition for the most beads on the necklace and who can have the biggest Thor's hammer. So a bit of wood, I don't need that in my life. Let's have a look. Oh, this is just like a cast little box, and you can keep things in it. I thought that's quite nice. Not really based on a find, but it's got that Viking feel. And I don't know why we've got a modern bracelet that don't belong in there. We've got a Christian or Celtic cross. It's maybe an Anglo-Saxon inspired one, or Celtic. I've had that many years. My mum and dad brought me that. We've got a little bit of wax. Now on this wax you can see all these lines. So it's difficult because I'm trying to look at the camera and not be off camera, but the camera's got the different angle to me. So all these lines are from when I'm getting my thread. So there where I've got my wax and I've got my thread, and I'm running my thread through my wax. So all those lines are from doing that, and that's been used a lot. In fact, it probably needs melting down and remaking. We've got a kind of a silver bracelet or napkin. I'm going to cut that up for the metal at some point. A bit of a chain. I found another very old Thor's hammers of mine. I used to wear that a lot. A bracelet of copper, a broken bracelet. This looks like a silver ingot with a bit of copper in it. I can tell it's silver because it's heavy. And I don't know why it's in there. It should be in my pouch. And then I have this. This is really nice. This is a bracelet with a silver twist chain and 2 mounted beast heads. And you wear that on your sleeve, up your arm. I've got another of these boxes, and it's just got a few rings and a few bits of silver in it, including a couple of brooches. And it's just got some odd bits in there. We then got this. This is a broken brooch because the clasp was broken off. A bit of modern necklace cord. We have a Anglo-Saxon cross with 1 simple bead. It's ideal for when you're doing Anglo-Saxons, and I think that's made from silver and it's very simplistic. Then in here, the last thing is just some much later medieval coins. These are like 13th, 14th, that's Victorian. But some of these are 17th or 18th century. Yeah, these are some reproductions I bought very cheap for a couple of pounds on eBay. So yeah, as I drop the coins on the table, but I must say, ain't that a nice sound? Let's listen to that again, because it's a shame I don't have it in Viking coins, but the sound of coins hitting a table is very nice. In fact, there's one more in there. It's not come out, or yes, a much larger one. We missed that one. So that's what's in my chest. If there's any questions, please do let me know in the comments. Don't forget to have a guess at what the mystery item is, because I would love to know and see what people think. This is used in the context of either a Anglo-Saxon or a Viking. In this case, I would say it's associated with an item of mine and something that was found in the ground, and would probably be more associated with the Norse. But you let me know what you think this is possibly used for. And that's the coins put away safe. And don't forget, when you do have coins, it's always nice to make yourself a little leather bag, or even a nice one made out of linen. And then, well, whatever material you've got, and keep your coins safe. And I guess it's the same these days as well. Though people probably use all sort of mad things for coins, from whiskey bottles to jam jars. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Until the next time we meet again, it is goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Braggy.